This is a Ben Frank Connection presentation.
We are back. This is going to be the journal number 10. It's going to be a two-parter. We're gonna lump in Labor of Love Day 1 and 2 into one episode. They might be a little longer. Full disclosure, it is the 25th of April, so this is way after
3:45 in the morning.
At 3:45 in the morning. So this is way after our week. So we had a lot of time to reflect and think about it, and we're still trying to figure out the vlog style. Like, we want to do this more next time in the beginning and film things. So we're still trying to find and work off each other and figure out how we're going to do this. But Lily has some questions that we're probably going to do for this one and the next one that, like, maybe I don't think about. I just kind of do it second nature. And you're going to try to bring in a different light.
We want to get into that mind of yours and see how it works.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Behind the scenes, you know?
It's a busy street up there. So yeah, Labor of Love Day 1 and 2 at Attic Brewing in Philadelphia.
Germantown.
In Germantown. I won't get too crazy into it. I don't know exactly your questions or how much are going to be talked about in the questions, so I'll just kind of like pass it to you now.
That's fair. All right, so we're starting with Day 1 and 2, that entire experience at Attic Brewing.
Yeah.
So let's just start with the backstory. How did we end up deciding on being there at Attic?
So I wasn't gonna go. I didn't have a ride. Obviously, you guys know this is not me sob storying. I'm just being real. I don't have a car. I don't have a job. I don't have any of that. So we kind of went to Philly on hopes and dreams. Like, didn't have money to eat, didn't have money to do anything, but we knew it would be really good, or I knew it would be really good for networking for myself and for her, even though she wasn't planning on going that route. But here we are.
Newsflash.
But it was the Ben Frank Connection team went, but the Opinion City podcast guys have locked in that booking for a while. They were doing pre-show and post-show, and I was essentially going there to support. But while I was there, I kind of reached out to the powers that be at Labor of Love, and I was like, hey, while I'm there, would you be cool if I filmed content, like a vlog, as well as 5 Questions with ABJ? And we got a lot of footage. You're going to see a lot of, like, us at matches enjoying ourselves and stuff, as well as, not any of the 5 question stuff. That'll be much later, but I'm sure you'll see some behind the scenes stuff. I actually, full disclosure, I have no idea what's in this vlog. I'm waiting till we film this, add it to the beginning, and then I'll watch it with you guys when it airs.
Wait until you see all of the behind the scenes I got. We're not just watching wrestling. We are singing along. We are dancing. We've got rap battles going on in there.
Yes. There is a section of this that we did cut out. There was a lot of conversation between me and Alex on the way to, because Alex got me to Labor of Love Day 1. Mm-hmm. And then am I going too far? Am I going to step on questions?
You're not going too far, but here what I'll say is the premise of this was, like I said, was to get into your brain a little bit, but also to do more of a backstory, not just on you, but on the Opinion City guys, on Ben Frank as a whole, the Ben Frank Connect, but also with Alex being someone who has been in your life for a lot of your journey.
And the wrestling side, yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to get more, I wanted to pick his brain on what makes you tick the way that you do and how you work and how he's seen you progress from the time that he's known you.
Yeah, and there was a lot of, like I said, there was a lot of car ride stuff that I didn't listen to it, but it was a lot of windshield wipers because it was raining. The audio wasn't good. We weren't mic'd up.
Put the mics on.
And I cut it all. And there was some conversations that I don't think are, I'm not trying to like push you guys away from things, but there's like, if it's just me, I'll stand on my business, but I'm not even sure if Alex was.
We don't have to go into this, but my point.
But it was all cut. It was all cut.
I was looking for snippets. I did record 2.5 hours worth of you guys talking. I wasn't going to put all of it in there. I didn't have enough time or energy to go through all of it either. So
all right, so essentially we went there. Ben Frank connection and Opinion City had the booking. They did their thing. We kind of tagged along and made the most of it. And also, day 1 to day 2, Raz and Anastasia bought us from Australia an Airbnb like 4 or 5 blocks away from the brewery, so we didn't have to worry about burning somebody else for a ride home. We were able to just kind of crash at a place, which with no food and drink sucked, bro.
Wake up at 3 a.m. the next day.
Yeah, we didn't get in until like 2 a.m.
It was like midnight by the time we got back to the hotel apartment thing, and then we had to be up 3 hours later.
Beautiful little apartment. We didn't take any footage or anything of it, but it was really nice. It was a good Airbnb above like a business. It was the first time ever using an Airbnb. It was a cool experience. Dude, I would love to do just like, if I had an opportunity to do like a travel and like if I ever start making money on this content or get a job. But I think it'd be kind of dope to just go somewhere, rent an Airbnb, spend a couple days in the town and like review the Airbnb as well as like the area we go to.
That would be dope.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. But go ahead.
Yeah, so sorry. What went into planning the trip?
Hopes and dreams.
Lots and lots.
It was a lot of thoughts and prayers, a lot of winging it. I'm someone who does fly by the seat of my pants a lot.
And then there's neurotic person who has to write down notes and have 17 calendars around.
Yeah, I just get in a car and go and figure it out when I get there. Not a lot of it was kind of planning, I guess, but like just car. Essentially, the planning on my end was just making sure everyone who was gonna support me and help me get there was good on their end. Like I would inconvenience myself, obviously, because I don't have a bargaining chip here. So it's like, what time can you pick me up? What time can you get me there? If I'm late, I'm late, but at least I'm getting to the den. So essentially it was just working around other people, like Ralph getting us there, Parm getting us back and forth, Alex getting us there. We were just like being at the mercy of other people, which for me is very hard to accept help and accept the fact that I'm a burden. I hate being a burden. I hate being someone who has to rely on everybody, because like if I'm the type of person who shows up like an hour and a half early and sits in the car and meditates, and I can't do any of that. So I didn't really have any of that opportunity, but I'm very thankful that everyone was willing to help me out.
Fair. Let's reminisce a little bit. Do you remember who or what you were most excited for being at Attic Brewing Company? Who you were excited to see, who you're excited to work with, who were you excited to watch wrestle? I'm
gonna be honest, I completely went into Attic Brewing blind. I didn't know the card.
Right.
I stayed away from a lot of promotion. I knew that there was an Ultramanus match the day 2. I knew Speedball was wrestling, but I'm gonna be honest, like the photo of Paul London, I didn't realize it was Paul London. And like it never registered in my brain it was Paul London. So that match I did, like I kind of just was
when that started. That was the beginning match for us.
And I kind of just went into the experience just like wonder who's gonna be there. Oh, I did know, but I forgot until we got there that Cheeseburger and Weber Hatfield were gonna wrestle. But it was like I kind of just went in as a fan, and whatever was presented to me, I just kind of enjoyed. It was I kind of like to let my inhibitions down if I'm not booked to do commentary or be a part of it, just to kind of enjoy.
And I think that was another thing that I really wanted to capture, was that you're not just someone who's working, and the Opinion City guys are not just guys who were there to work, but we were all there to enjoy the wrestling, enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
So we're going to shift gears a little bit and go into what I was filming, which was more of not just the us enjoying it, but the actual behind the scenes. And I got some videos to put to words here, but I want to know, I want you to answer some questions for me, such as what gives you ongoing energy on show days? What keeps you motivated when you're like waking up at 3 a.m. to walk 6 blocks to a brewing company to start a day
So
and end that day at 2 a.m.?
I won't. So I'm sure you're going to ask this question again when we go to part 2 for Suplex. But I went into labor of love.
That's a little different.
Yeah, I went into labor of love a lot different mind state, but not so much a different mind state. So going into labor of love, I knew I was going to get 5 questions. But even when I am working and I'm at a show and I'm going to do content, I always think that, you know, the talent are there to do a job. They're being paid by someone who's putting a lot of effort, time, and money into running a show, and it's Mania weekend. The last thing I want to be as a content creator is a burden, is to be a problem, is to be in the way, is to take away time of talent who are being paid to do a show, and I'm taking away that time and putting an extra job onto them because I can't pay them. So they're essentially doing my content. Either they respect or like me or for exposure. You know what I mean? So I treat that very sacredly. So asking anyone at any point in time to come speak to me, I understand that even if they're not prepping a match, if they're hanging out, if they're just enjoying their time, they are there for that reason. And me adding another layer to it could be a burden. And I don't ever want to be that. So day one, the biggest thing I got people who weren't booked. That's a huge. So if you look at a lot of times I do 5 questions with ABJ at shows, it's all unbooked talent.
I'm gonna go back and look at this again.
So when I did the first couple ones at the cheeseburger school, most of those people were booked, but PPW.
Touche.
None of those guys were. One guy of those were booked for the most part. A lot of unbooked talent.
4 or 5 people.
The first time I ever did it, Security.
You're
Inc.
You're right. I'm
Security
sorry. I'm
Inc.
so
wasn't
sorry. I
booked.
forgot there was 2 different times.
Yeah,
my bad.
I look at people like,
stand corrected.
They're not there, they're not booked, but they showed up to help someone else out. They're not there to do a job, but
they're not getting anything from it, but maybe you can give them something.
I can give them a platform to speak, and maybe if the promotion sees that, because the promotion respects me enough to film, they turn around and see this interview, they're like, yo, they were kind of cool kids, we should give them a shot. Not saying it happened, but Sebastian was booked last PPW show.
Sebastian.
And I kind of did send some messages to the powers that be saying this kid's really, really, really entertaining and you should give him a shot. But I'm not saying it's because of me. The guy is very talented, and at the end of the day, that's what makes people stand out. But even Labor of Love Day 1, a lot of the people I interviewed for 5 questions weren't booked. So if you had a show and I'm there and you're not booked, hit me up.
Go look.
Keep
an eye out.
I will 100% sit down and talk to you, because I'd much rather get someone who's there just hanging out than to bother someone who's prepping for a match.
Okay, I'm going to shift gears a little bit from that. What do you think is a common misconception people have when they see you with the camera or see you podcasting or see you promoting that?
I have no idea how other people perceive me, but how I don't want to be perceived as a douchebag with a camera who's making it about himself.
How about this? What is the biggest myth you think that people have about podcasting? How about I just give it to you? All you have to do is sit there and turn a camera on. How hard is it?
Yeah, there's a lot more to that. You have to be good at talking. You have to have a mental or physical game plan going into things. A lot of people, it's funny, Tantalizing Tony did an interview this recently and said, like, I'm not like Blackwell. I'm not super prepared. I don't have notes. I don't do any. I told Tony, I said, I don't do notes. And he goes, how the hell do you interview 2 or 3 times a week, all these different people, and produce what you produce? He goes, I did one interview and I was freaking out. I said, I do a little research and I keep everything here.
You were given the gift of gab, and you know how to use it well.
And that helps. If you have those abilities of talking, it's going to make you stand apart. And not everyone has that. And some people have to work for it. I was fortunate enough that I am a good communicator.
I'm not speaking for you here, but I think that something building off of that is you don't just talk. You listen and you process it quickly enough that you are able to ask the next question and keep searching and keep diving deeper.
Yeah, I do have a problem of not... I do cut people off during that process because my ADHD brain wants to get it out quicker because it's fresh on my mind that I don't want to lose it. And sometimes I do cut people off and I got to work on that.
Well, while we're on that, what's something you think you've learned about yourself throughout your journey? Not just podcasting, commentary.
Imposter
wrestling.
syndrome is huge, and I struggle with it still, but not as hard as I used to. But when I first got in the first couple years in the business, I probably annoyed Alex more than anybody because I thought everyone hated me. Like, I thought I bothered everybody. I thought a lot of people at Camp Leapfrog didn't like me. I thought a lot of the talent didn't really respect me. I was kind of like, I see and hear how people talk about other podcasters, and then I'm kind of in the room and I'm like, oof, that's me. And then they'd be like, no, that's not that. This is why we set you apart.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you don't do these things. And these are things that I try to tell other podcasters, like, don't do these because it makes you look terrible. And I usually get called an asshole for doing it. But Mania Week was huge for me because I felt validated. I felt like people truly wanted me there and cared about me. And after what I went through for the past year of like struggling with that, I when I started this, I wanted to be this 570 podcast, and I wanted to be really loved and have that big attaboy from my local community, and I didn't really get it. You know what I mean? And it sucks. And not saying I'm not trying, but I do want to make where I'm from proud. You know, and I just don't think a lot of people where I'm from give a shit. And then when I entered the wrestling world, I felt like I was a burden there. And then Mania Week, man, like, I just felt like really loved and welcome, and I felt people genuinely gave a shit about me, and I felt like it's weird to think as someone who doesn't wrestle or someone who's not in the locker room or not a talent. I always, even though I'm commentary, I still sometimes struggle about being a part of the team, and I really felt like one of the boys, and that was really cool. Like, that was I needed that. I definitely needed that.
So, how do you think podcasting, commentary, how about this? How do you think being involved in the wrestling community has affected the trajectory of your life for the better?
I love the scene. But the thing is like, for how much I love the wrestling scene, it makes me want to learn other scenes as well. But I definitely think being in a wrestling world has set me apart from anywhere else, because I think I know every industry and every scene have their differences and have the things that make them special, but we're in a world where we're treating it like a sport, presenting it like a sport, but also presenting it via characters and storylines. And it's really hard to be a journalist and cover storyline as well as athletic competition, but then also fall in love with the person behind the character, but you're supposed to hate the character and talk bad about the character, but you love the person. It's a really interesting industry, and I love it.
So how do you think that's changed your life, though?
I'm better at...
You're telling me what you like about it.
I'm better at noticing when people are fake.
That's fair.
When someone is not genuine and they're playing a character when they're not actually trying to play a character, I see right through it. I can see when people are gaming me, because the wrestling industry does have a lot of that as well. Like, it's harder to bullshit me after being in the industry as long as I've been in, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and continue down this.
Yeah, we're already
road for
20 minutes into this.
YOLO. What do you think is the biggest failure you've had in podcasting, and what have you learned from it?
I think my biggest failure is I wanted to be successful enough that it brought in revenue and brought in a thing, and I can do this as a job. And it actually got me the exact opposite. I lost everything. I'm living back at home. I don't get to see my dog anymore. I lost my ex, my best friend. You know what I mean? Like, a lot went into this. I've gained stuff after it, but I'm definitely at a low point, and it's a lot of it has to do with because I'm chasing this dream.
What have you learned from that, though?
I don't know if I'm dumb, stupid, or persistent, and I haven't figured that out yet. So I really don't know what I've learned yet. I'm going to be honest.
I'm going to go ahead and drop the bomb here. I've asked him these questions before. I'm going to tell you what your answer was the first time.
Okay, what did I learn the first time?
The first time you said the thing that you learned was you needed to slow down and enjoy life.
Yes, I have to do that, but it's very hard to enjoy life when you're stuck between two rooms of your house every day.
The other thing that you learned from
I definitely did that during Mania Week.
Resilient.
I definitely learned I'm very resilient. Once again, I don't know if it's out of stupidity or if I should shift gears. You know what I mean? But I definitely did that Mania Week where I kind of slowed down and just soaked it in instead of just freaking out about it. So I definitely learned that this week. Like, I think the 2 days of labor of love really made me look back and be like, holy fuck, like people do like you, people do care about you, people love you. And then I went into Suplex for my booking with a different mind state, and I just had fun. You know what I mean? Like I maybe it looks like I have fun every time, but I don't. Like
this man brings the party. He just doesn't know it.
It's hard. It's a job for me. Like
No.
I am that person, but it's also like there's a lot going on up here. And I think at Suplex I kind of just let that go, and I just had fun. Like I just kind of let it go.
We'll come back for the Suplex talk, but I don't know.
That's all we got for this
I
one.
think that's pretty much all I got at this point.
All right. So
That's our beginning.
so you're gonna see an interview with Alex right after this.
I will give a little insight.
Yeah.
A lot of these questions that I asked you, the more hard-hitting, deep-diving ones, are the questions that I asked Alex.
Okay.
These are going to be put into this part of the behind-the-scenes vlog, whatever. These are questions that I asked that I'm not actually sure if the whole thing is going to make it into the vlog, but it's 12 minutes of me asking him personal questions of your growth and how he thinks you've grown and things that he might think that you might need to hear.
Shit.
Yeah. So not sure if that's actually going to make it, but I'm sure parts of it will.
Okay. And then we have a whole bunch of clips and highlights of the 2 days of action.
And then it's just nothing but fun times after that.
Yeah. So
Lots of fun
huge
times.
thank you to Labor of Love. I think we did do a really good button up at the end of this of kind of wrapping up the day at the second day of Labor of Love. So I don't think we have to come back and do like a wrap up here at the end. But huge thank you to Labor of Love, the Powers That Be. I want to say your name so bad, and I know that you know who you are, but you don't want to be considered the person of Labor of Love, and I respect that. But thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you, High Tension, Alex, for putting my name out there. Huge thank you to Opinion City Podcast. You know, you guys got, like, I'm gonna be real. They had their booking, but I was invited to that show like 3 months before they got their booking. I just, I went with you guys. Like as soon as I found out it was a High Tension thing, I was already probably gonna be there. But I was proud of those guys. You guys did a really good job. Keep grinding. I think Mania Week for them was good and bad. I think it was eye-opening for everybody. They beat themselves up over the fact that they thought they were probably going to grow more, but I think what made it stand out more is the connections you made. And it's a marathon. I've been at this 6 years, 1 year under this brand, and I'm still struggling every single day, and it's not going to happen overnight, but you guys did a really good job. I'm proud of you. Keep grinding, and yeah. So here's the rest of this vlog. Enjoy, like, share, subscribe, that whole 9 on the bottom. Really, really let us know what you think. Also, make sure you go check out Lily's page, Witchcraft by Lily on YouTube with Fighting with Fashion. She recorded a few of those there.
For the first ones, my very first ones ever.
We got Tom LaRosa and Scott
The very
Holiday.
first one coming out is going to be Scott Holiday. I got Tom LaRosa. I got Katrina Creed and others.
I love Katrina Creed. She's a sweetheart.
I got KZT.
Did you really?
I did.
That's cool.
I messed up. Oh, you know what? That is something I did want to talk about. I'm going to ask one more question.
Go ahead.
Mishaps that happened and how we were able to bounce back for them.
Some of my audio did not go through. This Rode setup with a GoPro, sometimes these audio mics don't go through and I have to go back and resync everything, and it's not fucking easy. That annoys me. So if you can the Cash App, donations, tips, whatever it may be, so I can get the proper camera setup that I want. Equipment. Sometimes this stuff is really, really, really finicky, and it sucks, and it makes editing and stuff really, really hard and frustrating. So that happens a lot.
Also, sometimes videos, cameras cut out sometimes, and
yes.
It's things we just got to work through.
Very tricky. Probably 2 of my biggest interviews.
We had quite a little hard to talk about.
I thought I was going to lose the footage, and if I would have lost those 2 interviews, I'd have been pretty upset. Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, so we all had a little bit of a learning experience, and we had a lot of fun. And I think we should just get into
Enjoy the rest of this vlog, and we'll see you on the next one. Because when you've watched Mania 1, we're just going to be in the same thing. Yeah. So bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so I'm here with Alex from High Tension Wrestling. who's been a friend of Anthony's, a VIP of ABJ's life for a while now, for 6 years.
Yeah, that's about
Ish.
right. Yeah, 2018.
So what I would say is, in our group of people and supporters of ABJ, you're somebody who I think has known him the longest in his journey, at least that I have met. I'll say it that way. Not necessarily the longest in his journey, but the longest that I know of someone who I personally met, and who's a friend of his outside of the wrestling community. From a backstage point of view, where do you think he's grown the most in the past 6 years? How have you seen his journey, where he's progressed, and how he's just gotten better?
I think the most important thing is, one, actually this all goes together, going from the mindset of taking a group on the journey of his branding to banking on himself that he is the brand, because he's always been the main attraction. He absolutely has. I don't want to say that I was telling him to do that forever, but I was. He is the reason you tune in to anything that he does. It's his attitude, it's his spirit, it's his passion, and like anything he does, there's research and there's knowledge behind it. He doesn't show up empty-handed. So that's his biggest area of growth for me, is putting himself out there first.
So I love that. First of all, love that. I think that's somewhere that I've seen him grow just in the past few months that I've been hanging out with him as well. I think that he's definitely leaning on himself a little bit more, and giving himself that love and support.
I agree.
Where do you think that, from when you've met him until now, or when you started working with him rather, in that avenue, in wrestling, you've seen him do a lot of stuff. You've seen him do production, you've seen him do commentary, and now podcasting.
Yeah.
Where do you think he's grown the most on his journey? Not necessarily within himself, but within his brand. That maybe at first he was, I don't want to say that he was ever not sure of himself, because I think ABJ is very sure of himself. And
I think so. I think when it comes to anything he does it well, and he does it like he researches what he needs to know, and he masters it. So like, I don't think it's anything technical. I think it's more so his networking and knowing who to network with, and being able to discern like, this is a good person, this is not a good person, and being able to shut out the people who aren't conducive to his success or a group's success.
Right.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. The only other question I have is, where do you want to see him, and like, where do you think that not where do you think it's going to take him, but what do you think that he needs to hear in his journey going forward?
I think on the 5 questions I had said about like taking things slow and letting the journey just happen. I think that's really important for him, is to not focus so much on the end game, but like how you're getting there, and appreciate those little steps along the way, those little victories or those new opportunities and new networking. Like each one of those little things is a major step along the way, and you've got to stop and cherish those things. But where do I want to see him? I want to see him with his name in fucking lights. Like, I want him to be the Van Vliet, where you know who he is, and he's your go-to guy for that deep conversation with a celebrity you care about.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he also brings a lot to the table. Not that, I mean, I'm not asking myself this question, but building off of what you said, I think he's definitely someone who's, I don't know, monumental is a good word, but I feel like he's a paving stone for a lot of wrestlers that I've seen with my own eyes. Mm-hmm. People that like maybe wouldn't have, I don't want to say wouldn't have gotten a chance otherwise, but he's kind of helped them tiptoe into the door by dropping names and stuff. And I think that he's always been someone who's always been very deep-rooted in helping other people. He's
displayed his intelligence everywhere he goes. He lets you know exactly why he's useful just by demonstrating it. So when he came into Camp Leapfrog and we were running Frog Sport, he immediately showed his intelligence by critiquing how we were doing shoot-style mixed martial arts and making it seem more authentic and more real. And immediately people are like, oh, you're more than just the guy who we talk to on the internet. So he shows his value, but also, I swear I forgot where I was going with that. What was the question?
I was saying how he helped people through the door. I was kind of building off of what you were saying.
So he does. He helps people through the door because you trust his intuition, you trust his recommendation on talent, and talent also trusts his feedback on their abilities and what they could do to grow. But not only that, but like with his platform, he exposes younger talent. He doesn't necessarily mark out for names to help put
or
his
gatekeep either on that matter.
there are names, right? But because he's forged a relationship with them, not because he paid them for an interview for clout.
Right.
ABJ has earned everything that he's got.
Absolutely.
And not many people can say that, honestly.
So the only other question that I have, unless you want to add anything, is what do you want to let people know about ABJ? If they haven't watched any, if they've consumed nothing ABJ, zero things, and they want to, maybe see, oh, well, what's this guy about? I'm going to watch this little segment or whatever.
Sure.
What do you think is the one thing that people need to take away from ABJ that isn't oversaturated? Yeah, he's a funny guy, and yeah, he does commentary. What do you want people to know about him that stands out against the rest?
That he's genuine. He's a genuine guy. He's got something for everybody. Sometimes he will focus really hard into wrestling, but he always seems to come back to a more like eclectic style. So you have horror movie chats, you have music chats, like
beer reviews, and
there's something for everybody, and
absolutely.
And I think that's even more of a display of his authenticity because nobody is just one thing.
Right.
And he's not trying to stay in that bottle, even if it means less views because I clicked here for wrestling, but I got a movie review. It's fine.
But he's staying true to himself.
Because he is the brand, and the brand will eventually sell because it is what it is.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. This has been like a great. I think that you were the person. Listen, don't let the guys from Opinion City know this, but you were the person I was most excited to talk to in doing the behind the scenes aspect of ABJ. I can talk to the Opinion City guys about each other.
Sure.
But as for looking to someone who's known him through his journey, you're the only person that I wanted to talk to. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And I love ABJ. And I love
Everybody
you.
loves ABJ.
True, it's true.
I love you too, buddy. Thank you so much.
You're the best.
I'm not gonna cry now.
I forgot that I have things to actually say. It's so weird.
It's beautiful.
The venue mics are still live. Russell in Pennsylvania.
Don't do this to me. Listen.
Don't say that now.
That's a story
Don't say
for
that
another
now.
day. We'll
That's
come
not
back
good.
to that.
That's canceled. We're canceled. We're canceled. We're done.
And he's not wearing butt pants.
Oh my God, this is where I
The
end
butt
now.
pants.
See you
the
later.
butt pants. I'm a fan. I think really
That's great.
The energy that he brought, the
Was
pants he wore,
crazy.
holographic
Crazy.
purple.
Crazy.
Come on, man, that dude's making moves.
Fashion?
On point.
Ah.
On point.
Ah.
Speaking of fashion on point, bro, do you think I should ask him about his wiener?
The announcer, probably.
The following is a
It's good, but I don't like mustard.
It's us. The language
It's
barrier.
us. It's us.
I'm
It's us.
explaining.
It's not Lily. It's
I
Sean.
have to explain to a few Germans what clap them cheeks means.
A lot more left. Elbow drop it. I did that. He could have killed him! He could have killed him!
Half of the people in this ring are wearing black and gold, but who are you expecting to win?
Everyone's wearing black and gold, but the clear winner is Dr. Ethan Wild. That's just who's winning this match.
I'm with them on this one.
Oh, get Philly Captain on there. Philly Captain. That guy's a legend. Philly Captain's the man. We know it. He's going school. He's going schooling. Careful, he's breaking down. This is a sanction. Everyone get in space! Let it breathe! Let it breathe! Let it breathe!
He's wearing black and gold. You know he's winning. I'm totally with them on this one. This outfit sucks.
Shirt.
I'm wearing orange and I don't like it.
Ghost Rider and Spawn t-shirt was cool. Get a fight. Yeah, he's going. No, he's scary. What do we do?
Boy, let's see if you're strong as my shape weight.
One, two. This is Philly.
Look at this.
You have time for a quick break? Break that.
I got time.
No, drunk at karaoke and strip naked and ran around Toronto. That's sexy Eddie.
All right, then.
What did we think of the match?
Fantastic. My first Lexi Eddie match live. It did not disappoint.
What did we think about the match?
Oh, fantastic. 5 out of 5.
I'm on the fence about it.
Ralph was going to church twice this week.
I was hoping for more of the power of the vagine rather than the power of the penis.
Right.
So.
What are the emotions going on right now?
We're just excited. We're all just excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I spoke to Mantis personally in Bethlehem, and we've been trying to set up a date for a long time. And it's just been time constraints and getting him down. I'll tell you the thing about Mantis, and I got this from Chris Reject, who is the owner of the LVAC. Okay. I spent like an hour talking to Chris. Chris will be on our show eventually.
Yep.
But Chris told me, like, Mantis doesn't do this shit.
No, he doesn't do podcasts.
Because when we were talking about, like, who Chris could help me get, he's like, we'll never get Mantis. He doesn't do this. So I saw Mantis personally at a show in Bethlehem.
He asked me straight up.
I'm like, fuck it, I'm taking the shot. And I went to Mantis and I'm like, listen, I know you don't normally do this. I said, we got a podcast. I gave him the rundown. I told him who we were, like, people we've worked with, people we've talked with. And he's like, sure, we can set something up. So it's just been, and he's actually reached out to us and apologized for not.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we're working on it. We're gonna get him eventually.
Yes.
So that's why I knew, because
That was step one right there. That was step one.
Because he said to me, like, do you think this is something I can get? Because he knows I've talked to Mantis. So he's like, do you think this is something I can do? I'm like, dude, take the shot. I'm sure he'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, just take the shot. I'm sure he'll do it. And fuck, he did. So
Go Tony.
good for him. Yeah.
Hi. Yo, it is crazy in here. We are still at Attic Brewing Company. We are now officially in full swing of Dan Champion's birthday bash.
Yes. What a birthday bash. This is crazy.
What a birthday bash. Do you want to explain what's going on right now?
We are in the presence of some AEW stars. It's pretty crazy. I just shook their hand and said thank you, but we're hanging out. Orange is here. Chuck Taylor is here. Wheeler Yuta is here. Probably a few more may pop in, but I've met a lot of them before, but it's cool that they're here. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of expected it. You're still...
I didn't cry,
that's
but
your
I was
first,
very, very excited.
That's your first TV person you met?
It's not... Well, yes, it is the first... I don't know if it's the first TV person I've met, but...
That's actively on TV.
But, that was it's monumental for me, because to me, that was exactly who got me into wrestling in the first place. Like,
I mean, I did. But
okay, but that's the first.
I
match.
showed her Orange Cassidy.
You showed me a few other matches prior to seeing Orange Cassidy matches, but when you did show me an Orange Cassidy match, I was like, "That's it. I'm fully invested."
Your first
now.
TV wrestling match you've seen was Orange Cassidy.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. All right, so on that, what were your favorite matches from yesterday, what was your favorite match from yesterday?
Overall, just yesterday?
Yesterday.
Jesus, I gotta pull up the card. My brain is right now a mush.
It's mush. We've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. We got up.
3:30.
Yeah, we've been here early.
And I only got like an hour or two of sleep, but just been grinding. But we'll get into that in a moment. Yes, all right. I'll just try to go off the top of the head. Yesterday, Speedball Mike Bailey, Paul London, really, really good. I feel like there was another one yesterday that really, really caught my eye. Oh, Cheeseburger versus Weber was magical.
Hatfield.
I mean, it was such an emotional ride. It was everything I wanted out of that match and more. Seeing Colby Carino live was awesome. Twice now, 2 days. Versus D. Colby versus D in like a little bit of a modified death match. You'll say, yeah.
I definitely have a souvenir from that.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So it was. That was special. That were a lot of my favorite matches yesterday.
How about today?
Matt Mikowski versus Matt Mayo. I got to see Ken Lee Copeland for the first time, which a huge thing. Like I said, my brain is absolute pudding right now.
Who are some people you think that people should watch out for, that you think are killing it right now?
Oh my God, there's so many. So here's the thing too. I wish I could rattle off every single name of every single person on this show, but there's so much good talent that perform that's still kind of new or working through things that is really, really impressive. Like there's some really impressive. Oh, actually, Bobby Orlando versus the kid from Ireland.
Oh, yes.
I forget his name.
I don't.
Dude, we see
yeah,
international stars on this show.
People.
It was so good. I would really recommend, because I can't think right now, I would definitely go watch both Labor of Love, Wrestle John Philly and Euphoria. They were so good. They were so good.
So can you give me an overview of what you've done for content right now?
I got so many 5 questions with ABJ. I don't know if should I announce?
No. I think that we're gonna. So we did get a clip earlier, but I am not posting that clip until after the 5 questions. But I did get the raw emotion of the group after we found out who you were interviewing. But we are not posting that till after. So it's up to you if you want to.
I set a bucket list goal for this year of who I wanted to interview, and I hit one of them today. I almost got 2, but the other person wrestled and left. But I got the big one, the one I didn't think I was going to get, and I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I hope to God it's good. I didn't check any of my footage yet. It's actually on this camera, so I can probably do so after. I got former WWE star. I got a lot of really cool names that I never thought I'd be able to get. I really stepped out of my comfort zone and asked more people today, and it paid off. It paid off.
I have been watching him. He has been going for about 4 hours now of just back-to-back doing interviews. What is your favorite memory so far?
The interview.
The big one. Okay.
The big interview. Doing the big interview and then walking back out of said big interview. See you guys. Walking out of said interview and 3 really popular AEW wrestlers are here, you know?
Yeah.
But actually, no. I'm going to change my answer. Even though how special that is for me, I'm going to pick a different answer because I think it's special for them. And for me to witness it meant a lot. Like, I just really enjoyed to be part of that memory for somebody else. Cheeseburger winning the Label of Love title. and then all of his students going in the ring and like congratulating him.
Beautiful moment.
And just the build up and everything that came with that match of them like staring down at each other and just the performance of the lifetime they both put on. I'm so fucking proud of both of them. Like as human beings, I love them so much, and they're such good people, and that's a match I'll never forget.
I feel the same way. I have seen a fair amount of matches live for someone who's only been in this world of wrestling for less than a year, but I feel like I have never been in a match where that energy has been matched. Like the energy from the crowd, the energy that they were putting out was completely magical.
These two shows are really cool, really cool, with really hard work that went into it. Please, if you have IWTV, go seek out these two Labor of Love shows. They did a great job. I'm very honored that they let me here. Huge thank you to Billy Avery. I've thanked him 100 times. He's probably sick of me. But yeah, it means a lot to me to be here. Today was a really special day, and to be a part of WrestleMania weekend, which is something I never thought I'd do. I'm pumped. I'm really pumped. I'm humbled, and I'm just really, I'm honored. I'm honored to be welcomed amongst these people.
So last thing I'm going to ask you at this point, we are about 50% of the way through WrestleMania.
I feel like I've been here a week.
Here. Right.
I'm tired.
Our journey through WrestleMania, we're halfway there. Whoa. But we're still at halfway to go. What are you looking forward to most?
Getting to work, letting me get my spotlight, letting me get my shine. I'm gonna do commentary Mania weekend. But yeah, that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited for me to step up to the plate. I'm watching everybody else step up to the plate, and I'm trying to match that energy the best way I can for you guys as the content viewers. But I want to get to work. I'm ready for my challenge. I'm ready for probably one of the biggest cards I've ever called in my life, with some of the biggest names, and not just the biggest names now. Some of these names you may not know, but I'm promising you this. I'm promising you this. The names that are on this card I'm working will be the future of professional wrestling one day. I'm going to be an old man in a chair saying, "Oh, I was friends with Sean Smith and Jordan Oliver, and I called their matches." Like tomorrow, that Saturday, I am honored to be part of a free show with what I think is the future of the business.
Great.
And then we wrap it up with a free show of cheeseburgers. And I love being in the dojo, which is another historic place of just the who's who came out of that building. And that I wouldn't want to end Mania anywhere else.
There you go. So we're halfway through. We've gone through, we've had a lot of stuff to be thankful for at this point, but also we still have a lot of good stuff to look forward to.
Huge thank you to Alex for High Tension to get me here today. Huge thank you to Ralph and Parm for driving me around and helping my bum ass out. Please go over and subscribe to High Tension Wrestling, the Opinion City Podcast, the Ben Frank Connection. None of this doesn't happen without them. So thank you. Seriously, go support them. Like, if you support me and you're thankful for what I'm doing and you're thinking this is really cool, this doesn't happen without help. And as someone who sucks at taking help because I had to do it all myself, one of the lessons I learned this year is accept help and allow people to help you. Go support them, please do. And Labor of Love, go subscribe to them, because I'm telling you, the interviews that you're about to see are gonna blow your mind. You're gonna blow your mind.
Mind blowing.
I got a very rare interview. Very rare.
Super rare.
Yeah.
Super rare. Ultra rare. So
I like that.
we'll keep up. We'll keep doing this behind the scenes stuff. I've gotten some good content.
How do you feel meeting Orange Cassidy?
I started stuttering. I did this. Like, I got the picture. So basically, Ralph went up. He walked up to Chuck Taylor first and got a picture with him and said, "Let me buy you a drink." Tells the bartender whatever is on his order, just put it on my tab. And then about 5 minutes later, we see Orange Cassidy, and he's like, "Will you take the picture of me with Orange?" And I was like, "I mean, I already took the picture of you with Chuck." I guess, so let's go. And he walked over, and the first thing that Orange said was like, oh, hey, thanks for the drink. So inadvertently, Ralph bought a drink for Orange Cassidy when he bought Chuck Taylor's order. So that was kind of cool. So Ralph got a picture with him first, then Harm got a picture, and then I got a picture, and I was like, I'm sorry, I just need to say one thing. I'm trying really hard not to mark out right now. I did say that out loud to him.
I probably know what mark out means.
He was like, you're fine, you're good, don't worry. And I was like, you know, I just want to say thank you for what you've done in the industry. I'm still very new. I'm less than a year in. You're one of the first matches that I watched that really got me into wrestling. He apologized for converting me into wrestling, and I was like, please don't. Please don't. I got a picture with him. I don't know if you guys can see the fit currently, but I did change my wardrobe a little bit. I'm in all denim and a white shirt. I wonder why. So I was able to get a picture with Orange Cassidy in his outfit inspired by him. So it was fun. It was, and then Wheeler Yuta walked in the door, and I was like, oh my god, should I get a picture with him? And I didn't, but that's where we're at for now. Let's see, hold on 1 second. Guest appearance.
We're doing it for the vlog real quick. I said you're probably sick of me saying this, but seriously, once again, thank you.
You're welcome.
Overall, how do you think the two shows went?
Very good, excellent.
I totally agree.
It was very stressful, but it all came together. So yeah.
I think you did a really good balance of putting really special people on the card, but also giving an opportunity for a lot of young talent to get opportunities, and I think it blended very well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Saturday.
Thanks for having us.
Billy Avery, everybody.
Amazing person.
He probably hated that. He probably hated that.
We got to put him over, though.
He definitely hated
He's done
that.
a lot for us, so it's only fair.
Yeah.
But we will catch up with you guys on Saturday.
Thanks for watching this presentation. Like, share, and subscribe for more.